Hi, everybody. Welcome to ZealZaddy, and this is our Magnus Archives stream. The Magnus Archives was created by Monte Cook Games and based on the podcast by the Rusty Quill. If you don't know them, go check them out. The podcast is amazing, and there's quite a few years of content, so you can definitely go down a rabbit hole that will give your brain a lot to think about for quite a while, and it's wonderful all the way. The Magnus Archives Miami is a horror campaign that may contain material not suitable for all audiences. We explore topics from deep personal fears to existential threats to humanity. Listener discretion is advised. I'm Zeal, or Scott. My pronouns are he, him, and tonight's episode is titled Fire Walk With Me. You can follow us everywhere at ZealZaddy. We also make some cool Cypher product, and we used to make D&D product. All of it's on DriveThruRPG, and you can use the clip command, that's ! Clip, to save short clips of whatever you find very interesting. It's always fun to do. Why don't we just get this started, though, since it's more fun to do other things. Hi, everybody. All right, so we have everybody here. We're going to let everyone last week we did it coming into the office. I think everyone's actually... Wait, did you chase everybody out of the office at the end of last episode, Maggie? I think you did.
I did make sure everyone left.
Not very
Except for,
successfully,
I think Tori is still on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so why don't we get your exiting the building. As you're exiting the building, how do you leave the building? So why don't we get that? That'll be a fun way to get everybody introduced. Who would you send home first, or who would leave first? I'll let you pick the order of who's forced out of the office.
I definitely go for Alder and Sam first. Of like, hey, it's time to leave. I already made this joke last time, but I took that cot that you hid in here out.
All right, so Alder it is.
Sam leaves voluntarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alder doesn't.
Sam has healthy work relationship.
Like by the time the clock hits 5, Sam's already packing his workstation. He's like, all right, see you tomorrow, and out the door.
So you two are both leaving together. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, what kind of cool stuff you're doing on your way out the office?
Sure. I guess I'll go first. Hi, I'm Jack. I'm playing Sam Murphy. My player pronouns are he, him. My actual pronouns are they, he. You can find me on Bluesky or X/Twitter as Flaming Hotrod-69. And yeah, should I describe Sam as he's leaving?
Yes, please.
Okay. Sam, from working on the case, this is his first case, so he is a little excited about actually doing some sort of like investigative work and organizing, but at the same time, the specifics of the case have kind of rattled him a bit. So he kind of walks home with a little bit of unease combined with certain stuff that has happened to him in the last couple of weeks. Just every now and then, having this sense of apprehension, like he's being watched somehow. Like I said last session, he's got a briefcase. I didn't describe his physical features. He's mixed. He's got long, curly-ish hair that he keeps like packed in a ponytail, just a simple ponytail, nothing spectacular. He's wearing one of those like Hawaiian floral print t-shirts. And slacks and some nice dress shoes as he heads on to his apartment.
All right, Alder.
My name is Quinn. I actually realized I don't even think I introduced myself at all last time. I'm so excited to get into this character. My name is Quinn. You can find me over on Bluesky at QuinnBeckham27. Right now, I do this, and then within the upcoming weeks, I will be in a bunch of different charity streams coming up, primarily for the LA Fires. I don't have dates on any of those yet, but I will have those posted very, very soon. I also don't know that I did a great job describing Alder's physical appearance, other than alligator shirt and backpack with stuff spilling out of it and coffee. So as they are, oh, and my real pronouns are anything, and Alder's pronouns are they, he. They are wearing the same alligator shirt as they're leaving the office. This one's different. It's a little bit more subtle, but they are there. They have short brown hair that's usually pretty messy, and brown eyes, and again, they're like shoving stuff into the backpack. Really the wrong stuff, to be honest. It's like Maggie's like standing over them, like, you know, looking at the time, like, time to go, and they're like, hang on, wait, one more thing. I also didn't mention, and I think that is relevant, is that Alder's like barely 24. Alder is young. Alder is a child, and that's part of why they're so all over the place.
18 going on 24.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, I'm Faye. You can find me as Gothic Fairy or Gothic Fairy Cosplay on any media, whatever. Currently, the only thing I have coming up is that this week, whatever the Thursday of, what is it? On January 16th is a level 20 combat for Dungeons and Demigods, also the series finale. Come watch us go fight a hurricane, I guess. And and my pronouns and Maggie's pronouns are she, they. And Maggie has like hair that's like sort of mousy brown, pulled back in like a tight ponytail. That like swishes around a lot when she moves her head, and has like pretty nice business stuff on. Like she's got like black like dress pants and like a nice like sort of striped shirt that's just like rolled all the way up. Maybe she had a jacket at one point, but I don't think she's even cares enough to like take it back home. It's still like sitting in her office, and she's just got like a nice little, she's got like a little briefcase and everything, so she's like looking very put together and like just standing in the doorway, fully not gonna leave until Alder leaves.
Shatargat, you actually leave the office, so we'll have you go next.
Okay. Do I start with introducing myself?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Akim, but people know me as Shatargat. You can find me with that name everywhere. I'm also TTRPG designer, and here I'm Walter Nord. Currently, Walter has some sort of white shirt that really needs to have some ironing, actually. And he has his leather jacket. He has some sort of little beard on his face. Probably have more serious face right now because weird stuff are going on, and he's kind of a little stressed about it. And I think that's all.
All right. And Satori, you are still in the office.
Yes, I am. I am watching everybody leave from the roof. Got a cigarette. I've got my own business to attend to tonight. My name is Chenoa Reed. My pronouns are she, they. You can find me at Sepharite on pretty much any social media platform. And things that are coming out for me is more Diceberry Head stuff, which is my TTRPG podcast, and you can find that at diceberryhead.com. And so Satori just has like one cigarette that she's rolled in her hand and just casually watching as the first group of people leave. She has like long, dark, curly hair, just kind of wavy. It's a bit unkempt. And it's starting to like ball up and rat underneath, but no one can really tell. There's just too much of it at the moment. But she is hunkering down and ready to have a long night, keeping an eye on our special guest.
From the roof the whole night?
She'll probably head down to the pool at some point and just like hang out down there.
The pool's at the same level as the top. It's a roof
Yeah,
top
I'll
pool.
probably just be around.
Okay.
The cold never bothered me anyway. All of that.
Okay. Walter, you leave and you meet up with Marcus. Hey, I got some info that you'd asked me to get, and I kind of thought we should talk about it a little bit. There've been some odd things that I hadn't thought about until you came and asked me about these things, but I talked to the police. They're going to start actually looking into the church a little bit themselves too. Not the church. They don't call themselves a church. They just call them a Reformation, which I think is a church anyway. Whatever the hell. Oh, how you doing, by the way? You look a little well, you always look a little tired. You look a little extra tired.
I don't know. Me. But right now, I need more information because I have a feel. I mean, it's not just feel. It's kind of obvious that everything is connected, and I need more answers.
Well, since the Reformation started, there have been several fire-related incidents that have ended in death. And, there aren't normally that many fire accidents that end up in people dying. I mean, most people get out of fires and things like that, but there was a family of 3 that died in a house fire, and the phone records showed that the mother went by the Reformation a few days beforehand. It doesn't mean anything, correlation and all that kind of stuff, right? There was a man that set himself on fire a few years ago for no reason, and he was an ex-member. I mean, how many people set themselves on fire? This is Miami. We just get sunburns here. And there was, the what's the lady's name that runs it? Adara. She owns a bunch of motels and hotels. I don't know if you knew that, but I started looking into it, and there was one that was unoccupied in Belglade, and it burned down accidentally, and he air quotes it. The accidental arsonist was found dead. His name was Tony Perez. He was 24, along with a bunch of bottles of booze. And he was an ex-member also, or he may have been wanting to try and punish them. Maybe because there were some angry messages apparently that went back and forth. And but whatever that meant, he was an ex-member, and now he's a dead member. And then, of course, there was and he looks around to make sure no one's listening, of the sacrifice. I mean, that doesn't happen. 33 bodies burned, never solved. And what's really weird is the day before it, they had an unusually large recruiting class, and no one knows who they were, and there were no photos taken by anybody that we know, but we heard from some of the protesters that said a bunch of people went in that day, and then the Everglades fire happened. There's no way that's all coincidental. It's too much.
So he sees that Walter is kind of quiet, and then leans on a little bit, and then suddenly grabs him and pulls him and says, "Find me a way to get in. I need to learn the victim profile, member profile, whatever it is."
You can, you could just go and act like you're joining them. Oh, you mean actually in with no one knowing. You want to sneak in.
No, I want to get in, and I need more. Like, they have to think that I could be someone, I don't know, important for them. So I have to learn what are they looking for. I mean, more than just a sacrifice.
Well, I have to leave town for a few days, but I'll look into it when I get back, all right? Can you handle yourself on your own for a few days?
You have to find something before Saturday. I know that they are getting people on Saturday for recruit, I believe.
I mean, I don't know what I can do, but I'll see what I'll ask around. Maybe some of the cops know something.
If I'm looking for some paperwork, I have people for that.
All right. I'll see what I can find then on the other side. And he stands up. Well, you need to get a little sleep. And he pats you on the shoulder. You really need to get a little sleep. And I don't mean in the office.
Whatever.
And he heads out.
I get back my phone and read the text once again from Satori.
What did you text Satori?
Some weird folks came by the front doors of the office. It looks like they gested a seal on the pavement. What the hell? Now I have to go back.
You could go home and go to sleep.
Who does that?
Everybody else.
So I'll probably go back to the office.
And when you get to the office, Don Domingo Gomez is in the elevator. He looks at you. He nods. Presses 3, and you end up going into the office. Satori, you're up on the roof, and Nev comes back up middle of the night and goes, I'm a little hot. I'm going to get in the pool. Actually, Nev doesn't know you're there or see you. But you see Nev kind of walk over to the pool and kind of ease into it, and like the steam rise up a little bit around. And she just sits on the stairs, kind of mostly in the water from her neck down, and it kind of ducks, goes submerges the whole way, and then comes back up and sits there for an hour. Just nobody's there. It's the middle of the night. It's midnight. It's later than midnight. It's 3 a.m. or whatever.
I pulled out like a little like felt blanket out of my purse. So it's so full. I was prepared, and I like pull it out, and I just like sit against a wall, just kind of watching from a distance.
Okay. And you watch. She sits there for an hour or so, gets up, and heads back, throws a towel on, and dries off. And even then, like she gets out, and she seems to dry relatively quickly. And she looks around, and she goes over to the wall, the edge of the building, and looks over. Just kind of nods her head like, okay, everything's good. And then heads back down, heads to the elevator. And morning arrives, and nothing seemed to happen that night. Are you awake the whole night?
Probably not. As much as I think Satori would have loved to stay up all night, I don't think she has the stamina to do that anymore.
Walter, you get into the office and Satori, did you say where you were to Walter?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I probably just fell asleep on the roof.
So Satori's up on the rooftop when you get there. You know, it's
Okay, so
really early in the morning.
I'm assuming that before get in, I was checking in the surroundings of the building
Okay.
to see if there's weird things. I don't know, like sigil or stuff.
You don't see one anywhere where Satori had described it. There's nothing on the ground or anything.
Okay, so I will still do a little bit of investigation in the surroundings because
Okay.
if she thinks that there's something weird around the building, there should be something.
Give me an
I have
investigation
to
roll.
find it. All right. Let's see. I have perception instead or occultism.
Do you have investigation?
I don't have investigation specifically. But...
Okay, then I'll go with the perception.
All right. So I have 13,
Okay.
and perception is specialized.
Okay. So you are looking around, and it's really quiet. It's early enough that most people, even people who are out partying, most of them have already gone home. There's still a few cars that go by here and there, but this time of night, it's pretty dead. The air is really quiet, and you don't notice anything. It seems like if the person did make a mark, maybe it wasn't physically made. And you don't sense anything either.
Okay. So
Maybe it was made to scare Satori.
I mean, I will check something a little bit suspiciously, and then I'll get into the building.
Okay. You go to the rooftop. Satori is there,
Probably
sleeping.
asleep. Yeah.
Sleeping.
So
By
probably
the dome.
probably I'll get closer silently and hey,
What? Walter? What are you doing
Yeah.
sneaking up on me like that? Is it morning?
Almost.
Gestures to the sky. Oh, pretty close.
so what are you doing here?
Oh, I was keeping an eye on Neve.
I checked the surrounding a little, couldn't find anything at all.
Yeah, no, they were weird. They were like cosplayers, but like they didn't have the heart in it, you know? And they like came up, gave me a weird look. I yelled at them. I really should just start keeping rocks up here, actually. Cause you know, pretty close to trespassing, but some dude had like a shillelagh or some shit, just doing a little bippity boppity boo to the pavement. I can show you. It was like right down there.
There?
Yeah, there's
I
no
checked
mark
that
though
point.
you can see.
Twice.
Yeah, nothing there.
Maybe it didn't work.
You need a slingshot or something?
Do you have one?
I don't know.
I feel like that would be really fun. You know, back in the days, we used to make like one of those like knitted ones from like hay or whatever, and you just like swing it around and like let it go. I could make one of those. I just need like fiber.
Anyways, what did you mean by those cosplayers didn't have heart in it?
Oh, their
There's
cosplay was
something-
bad.
Uh, I thought it could be something literal. I don't know.
Oh, no. It was like they were trying to be cosplayers, but you could tell that they just didn't have the heart and soul to be cosplayers, you know?
Are you sure that they could be cosplayers?
Well, I don't know. They talked to Maggie and like Alder and Sam on their way out, so we gotta
Did you
ask
text
them
them?
see if they were being weird. No, should I? Still pretty early.
It's early.
Probably. They had more experience about those guys than me,
Oh,
and
yeah.
probably you as well. Maybe
I'll
they
text
figured
them.
out something.
Yeah, I'll send a little text.
When the two of you wake up in the morning,
It says,
there's a message.
"Hey, those bad cosplayers from last night, were they weird? I yelled at them. ...
Well, Sam didn't see them.
Yeah, I was about to say like Sam would text back being like, I saw a bunch of like, people in Sailor Moon costumes and a bunch of other unfamiliar anime, but I didn't see anyone you described.
I text back, "Any my hero?" question mark.
I don't know what that is. Also, for more character context, so Sam would know what Sailor Moon is because he's seen pictures and stuff around, but he did not grow up with a TV, so he does not watch TV, so he does not know a lot.
Has been Hotel?
He does not know what that is.
We will have to watch anime sometime.
Okay.
Send that back.
And the morning arrives, and you all need to, you have to get into the office, and you've had time to contemplate all that was said. Walter and Satori, do you stay up on the roof, or do you head down to the office?
I'd probably head down to the office, and if it's early enough, I'll probably go get coffee for folks too. I
Oh.
mean, even if Maggie goes and gets coffee, we'll probably need more coffee.
Good call. So you get coffee. You all get it. You probably even get back before everyone arrives, and then Alder is the first one to arrive in the morning. When you get in the elevator, Alder, Don Domingo is there, of course. It goes, sometimes important things are lost, then found again, and it's even better than when it was lost. You know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything go missing around here recently?
No, I was just thinking about it when I saw you. I have words of wisdom from many years, you know.
Yes, yeah, of course.
All right. Have a good work day. Presses 3. You get to the floor. Goes down. Maggie is already right there, right behind. And weirdly, Satori comes up as Maggie's arriving. Or as Maggie's standing at the elevator. And Maggie, you see Satori with coffee. And you have coffee. Or do you have coffee? Or not have coffee? Do you bring coffee every day? Like, that would be
I don't
really
think
expensive.
I bring coffee
Or just
every day.
Mondays.
I probably just
Yeah.
try and do it for like Mondays. And
Makes sense.
And usually if like anybody else wants to bring in their like coffee for everybody, then they can't. But I usually just try and do it as a Monday thing of like, hey, we don't want to be here.
Satori's not normally the morning folk type, though. I don't think. Are you?
No,
Actually, I'll let you answer that. I didn't think you were.
definitely not.
And,
Ow.
and
Did your
as the
apartment
door,
burn down or something? Sorry.
it's okay.
Oh, well, why I'm here early?
Yeah.
Just take a coffee. And
Yeah. All right. I got 2 coffees now.
And Don Domingo holds the door open, and Sam is coming in at right then too.
Yeah.
So he holds it. All 3 of you are arriving at the same time.
Coffee?
3.
Yes, thank you. Sam takes it and chugs it back like a shot.
Wow.
That was hot.
I know.
And you go on. Sorry.
No, I was just going, whoa.
Yeah, I like it really, really hot. I don't know. It's better. The colder it gets, the less good it tastes.
Yeah, I mean, given that we're investigating just like combustion and hot stuff, that's I feel like that's a good sign.
I should
Oh,
bring the
okay.
copies to Neve first and then hand it over to you.
Mm.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
Or just go to McDonald's.
Well, Neve's probably sleeping at this time. She was up pretty late.
Yeah.
And you all get into the office and do what everyone does in an office. They all sort into their different cubicles or office spaces, say good morning for a few minutes. Walter is, of course, already in there.
Probably Walter is still at the roof and lighting up a couple of cigarettes, looking at the point Satori showed. Like there has to be something, but
Yeah, nothing.
it's just a mystery for Walter. He has to solve in his mind. So probably he lights up a couple of cigarettes at
Before
the
heading
roof,
down.
and then yeah.
When you get to the office, Satori's already in there doing the Satori research that is being done.
I'm looking over Alder's shoulder.
Okay.
That's my research.
I think that Alder thought that Alder got to the office way earlier than they actually did, because time is fake. And so I think when you come into the office, Alder is like fully on the desk, like rearranging and moving things around on the board. And as soon as anyone comes in, like freaks out for a second and like, whoa, no, okay, you're not Maggie. Don't tell Maggie. I can't find the stool.
Oh, well, she's right behind me.
I like quickly
It's
scramble
labeled.
down
It's
off
labeled.
and jumps off of the desk.
So for those that don't know, this is the board so far. It has greatly expanded in the span of a week.
Well, you got a lot of notes on there, Alder.
I should post those to socials after. That would be cool.
Yeah, I got pictures printed out last night. I was in the middle of putting everything up when Maggie made me leave. I thought, what? You're here early. And you're definitely, like, here on time. I think it's just,
Yeah.
like, Alder, for one, doesn't know what time it is, and it may be early for you anyways.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is
Mm-hmm.
7:45.
Yeah.
I was gonna try and have this all. There's also like papers and like I've already started somehow cutting things out. Some of it's probably on Sam's desk where it probably shouldn't be, and I like quickly try and sweep it off.
Well,
Sorry.
between you
Sorry.
and Sam, you have piles of like stuff from the room, the one with all the junk in it, and you have your own stuff you're piling up. And I guess Satori's in there hanging out at your board too. When Walter comes in, finally, smells like cigarettes. You can smell it on him when he walks in.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Walter.
Hello,
Hey.
Walter. Yes. I mean, I suppose next step, if we have everything gathered of information, I suppose we should maybe head over to the center next, the big old hall.
Do we have the profiles yet? Looking at Alder and Sam.
Yeah, the protester profiles, right?
Yeah. Like we have to create some sort of pattern.
Okay.
Like,
Alder has
for
has all
victim.
the info on the board, the cork board, whatever there was available at the time.
Yeah.
When you get in, Walter, you still have like all of your stuff in your hands, your jacket and stuff. So, and you're still thinking about what Marcus had said to you. You kind of remember the image that you had seen in the Everglades. And when you sit down for a minute, you're like, you kind of are brought back to that moment, kind of seeing the collection of bones, the way that they were arranged. You even see sort of the fire around them as you're thinking about it and contemplating it. Satori, you walk in and Walter again looks like he's glazed over and daydreaming or whatever. And
Are you thinking really hard?
And he doesn't say anything. Walter, you are sitting there and you kind of come out of you hear something, but you realize your garbage can is on fire. In your garbage can, it's burning.
Just jump back a couple of steps.
On the only thing you have to put it out is your salt from your lunch. You always take the salt thing, but it's Satori's actually is the one that takes the salt thing. But it's on the desk.
If I see any coffee nearby, I'll just try
Probably
to
the one I'm holding.
Yeah, you don't see any coffee anywhere. You just see more paper, some empty cans, and the salt and pepper on the desk.
Do I see a fire?
No.
I'll probably kick the can and start stomping on it, like trying to extinguish the fire.
Satori, you see Walter kick the can, and the garbage can just kicks it out away from everything.
Are we playing a game or
fire?
No fire? No
All
fire.
of you out there hear
no
fire. You hear him yelling this.
I run in immediately.
We're good. It's okay. It's all
and you
right.
see Walter is standing over the garbage can. And Walter, it looks like when you kicked it, it kind of burned it down to embers.
I like
and then
walk
you
in
see
front of him.
Satori walk in. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
And I look at him. I'm like, "You good? Are you all right? There is no fire."
All there is leftover chicken bones from lunch or something.
Did you sleep?
Do I still see the fire?
No, it looks like it went out.
Starts all over again. Shit.
Do you have an explanation, or should we just leave for a moment?
Everyone else is standing in the doorway watching, or not everybody. I don't know whether Maggie heard it or not. Maggie was in the other. I don't know. Did you hear it, or were you in the other room in your office?
I think I was in the other room, and I did hear him start saying fire. So I think I do come
You
in
probably
with
went,
the fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Because I know where the sticky stuff is.
Yeah. So you're seeing the scene.
So Walter is like, "What are you looking at?"
You scream fire.
Is there no fire?
I think we're good.
Okay.
I think false alarm, probably.
Sam just backs away slowly and goes
Walter just rushes through the elevator. We'll go outside.
You have to rush through everyone to get to the elevator.
Yeah, I'll do.
So you push through everyone.
Mm-hmm.
When they back up and they fall back, Sam, you had backed up to your desk. You knocked off a bunch of the stuff that was on your desk for later sorting, just all over the floor. You and Alder kind of are step aside. When you do so, Alder and Sam, both of you see an envelope a box on the floor that's kind of mangled up, but it has a tape wrapped around it, like a yellow tape, and scribbled all over the yellow tape it says "Do not use," but not in the handwriting you recognize. And Walter burst out of the room.
Well, that was a bit dramatic, but I think we'll be fine. And I pick up the trash and I start getting it together.
When you pick up the trash, in the bottom of the trash, besides the chicken bones, there's some banana leaves with string wrapped around them. Nobody eats banana leaves, you know.
Yeah,
it's kind of a
I'm
weird thing.
confused. I curiously over the trash just in case it is something like really gross. Like open it a little bit.
And when you open it, there's a wax candle inside the banana leaves.
Is there any sigils on it?
Nope.
I'm going to take this and I'm going to break it in half.
It doesn't break.
I try harder.
And inside the candle, there's a bone.
Gross. What? Did Walter do this? Probably not.
Walter's
Okay.
not there.
I'm gonna put this back in the trash.
Some things are better left where they were found.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
have to ask him about that when he gets back in.
Over in our office, can I ask, 'cause there said there's a box, right, that's
Yeah.
labeled, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sam, is that one of the boxes we're supposed to be sorting?
It looks like it, but I've never seen that kind of hate or that handwriting on any of the boxes. Uh, have you seen this
No.
around?
I was gonna say, I don't remember. I mean, I feel like in the last day I've rearranged a lot of stuff, so maybe it just, like, there were papers on top of it?
Possibly.
I don't know, I feel like stuff gets moved around in here all the time.
A curious part of Sam wants to open the box, but something in his gut is telling him that's just a bad idea. It's like the horror movie thing. Well, Sam wouldn't know that, but like the horror movie or novel thing of like, you know, you hear weird sounds and you shouldn't investigate them in this scary house because that's how you
But you're
die.
a skeptic.
I don't know. His gut just feels like if somebody clearly labeled it "do not use," there could be a logical reason why they didn't. But
He's
Do not
skeptic
use
about
and
that
do
box.
not open are
Yes.
two different things. It doesn't say do not open, it just says do not
that
use.
is true. With that, I guess Sam finds like a piece of scissors and cuts off the tape to see what's in the box.
What are you doing, Alder, when you see Sam go to open it?
I'm like there leaning over, like I also want to open it, so I'm, you know, we gotta know where to put it, right? We should clear
Yeah.
off some floor space. I kind of want to lay some stuff out, like on the floor, and the corkboard's getting a little busy, so we should put this where it belongs.
Yeah. So when I open the box, what's in there?
So when you open it, there is just a little metal plate with looks like a button that says "Your Floor" on it. That's it.
Like the words "your floor"?
Yes.
Huh.
It's like a brushed steel little plate. Kind of nice. Shiny.
Wonder why this would be in a box. What do you think, Alder?
Maybe it like it goes with one of the stories that we haven't listened to yet. Like someone brought it in as like evidence on a case.
As the two of you are looking at it, the form of it looks familiar to you. The button styling is the same as the buttons in the elevator, but there's no missing buttons you've ever seen.
Maybe we should go ask Don if he knows anything about. He was saying something weird to me this morning about missing things.
Huh. Coincidence.
Maybe it's from the elevator? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably ask him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if, like, Maggie wants us to be. I think we're supposed to technically be, like, investigating the fire stuff, but I kind of don't know what else to look into. Like, I kind of think we just need to go to the church or the Reformation building or whatever with that, and I don't know, this is weird. I kind of want to go ask him, and it won't take that long, so.
Okay, yeah, it's probably like a 5-minute thing, and you can
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
that. I don't always feel comfortable talking with him.
I'm gonna walk through their office to go find Walter. and
They're
I'm
staring at
assuming
something, and they're like enthralled.
Yeah. Maybe
That's it.
because I'm assuming I heard them talk about Dawn, and I'm like, maybe he's upset that we never bring him coffee, and we get coffee like all the time.
You know what?
That's true. The coffee in this building is really bad.
Did you find something?
I lift up the box and show Satori just this very weird
Is
button.
it fan mail? No, look. And it's just old elevator buttons? Is that what
Yeah,
it
and it
looks like?
says your floor, and on top of the box is like do not use. So I don't know. We were gonna go ask Don if he'd seen this before.
Yeah. He's worked here for how long? A while, I think, right?
Going in the building open.
Yeah. Probably a good person to ask. I'm gonna go find Walter, see how he's doing,
Okay.
if he'll tell me.
So you head out. Alder, I guess are Alder and Sam going to see Don, or just Alder?
I think it's up to Sam. I think Alder usually just kind of does stuff. If someone follows, great. So I think yeah, it's up
I guess
to Sam.
Sam does want to know what the button and what this is because it's like that's weird. So he tags along.
Okay. And Satori, when you go out to find Walter, actually, where did you go, Walter? Where did you go to?
Probably just outside, lighting up on a couple of cigarettes. Try to calm down.
Okay. So you went up. Where'd you go outside? Like, you have an open area in your office that people sometimes go to smoke. You also could go down to the first floor and go out of the building, or you could go to the roof and up there.
Probably somewhere around the parking lot.
Okay. And as you're heading to the elevator, Satori catches up to you, because I think Satori left pretty quickly to make sure that they caught up, that they stayed with you. And
We're
you get to
all
the elevator, Satori goes in with you, Don is there. And which floor? And his hand is over
There's
the
the building.
buttons.
Oh,
Down, I guess.
I just said, I leave the building.
And he presses 1. You go down to the first floor, the two of you, and you both head out of the elevator, and the elevator door closes. The elevator comes up. Alder and Sam, you arrive. And for the first time, the elevator is empty.
Oh, that's so weird.
like Don's not in there.
No.
Where'd he go? I've never seen him leave. Like,
Yeah,
now
it
that I
felt-
think
I
about
mean,
it,
he does
actually,
go
like,
there.
never.
I feel like he almost comes with the elevator. The elevator doesn't
Yeah.
feel like it should work if he's not in there. I don't.
Okay, well now... Do we go look for him?
Where
I
would
feel like we
he
have, like, I've
be?
never pressed any of the buttons in this elevator, because he always
either.
presses them. So, like...
Do you remember how to use an elevator? Just making sure. 'Cause
I mean, I feel like this is like an opportunity. Like, we can say that we, like, pushed the buttons in the elevator.
Sam wants to now that since Don's not here and we still have this question of why do we have this plate with a button, can we look at the elevator with the plate and try to puzzle piece it into something?
It's just the metal itself is just a little bit bigger than the button, so you could almost put it anywhere on the metal that houses all the buttons.
Okay.
Ooh. You know what? I wonder if it's from one of the broken elevators. Because aren't there, like, there's 2 elevators that have been, like,
That's
broken
right.
for,
Yeah.
like, ever.
I haven't
Maybe
even
it's...
thought about those.
Yeah. But, I mean...
Can we even get those open?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I think we're just standing there in the
You
elevator,
are.
not pressing any buttons, just staring at it. Yeah, okay.
Well, if the pick button is there, I guess Sam just presses it. Like, it's not connected to anything electrically, so it can't do anything. So just presses the button.
You're just holding the button.
Oh no, I thought I'd
You put it against
in
it.
yeah, and then press
Yeah.
it because
When you
it's not
put it
connected.
against it, it feels almost magnetic. It kind of
Hmm.
snaps to the panel.
Interesting.
I think the fact that you do that, like, Alder kind of, like, laughs a little bit and is like, see, you're curious about this kind of stuff too. Don't you want to know where it goes to?
I mean, it's just a weird map we found. I'm trying to figure out like why someone
What
would
if it
take
takes
it
us
out.
to, like, a secret floor or, like, well, because why would there be a button labeled your floor?
I don't know.
in
Maybe
an
someone felt
elevator?
silly when they were developing the hotel. Could have been a prank or something.
I don't know. I don't think that Eileen strikes me as really, like, the prankster person. And remember, like, Eileen is the building designer who Alder is convinced that Alder
Oh,
has
as a ghost,
conversations
and-
with on a regular
yes.
basis as a ghost. Yeah.
Right.
And Sam kind of just sighs and is like, I don't think she's here at all as a ghost. I don't know, whatever this is. I don't know.
I mean, should we see where it goes?
Sure, like there's no harm in like just seeing. It's not like it can take us anywhere. And
Sure.
Sam presses the button.
Alder 100% believes that we're gonna go somewhere we shouldn't go, but so
Sam
loves that you think
just-
nothing's gonna happen.
Sam's just like, well,
And-
like, yeah.
And when you do, the elevator doors close, and you see Adara coming out of the stairwell as it closes. And then the doors immediately open to a black space.
Like complete pitch darkness in front of us.
There's a little light on maybe beams into the distance.
What did you guys get yourselves into?
Out, we'll come back to them in a minute. Out in the outside, you go out to the outside of the parking lot. Walter, well, you catch up to Walter. You followed him out.
Hey man, do you need a minute?
Just turns back and continues walking.
You know, there was something in that trash can. It wasn't fire, but somebody messed with it.
I stop. What do you mean?
Well, I was cleaning up after you knocked it over, and I'm assuming you saw a fire in there because you yelled it, but I didn't see anything. And there was a candle that was wrapped in like banana leaves, but it had a bone inside the candle. Someone tricked the trash can to set a blaze for you.
I started to think about all of these. Does it ring a bell?
Not really. You've not experienced that kind of thing. Although, having been in Miami for a while, you do know that it sounds like maybe a Santeria kind of thing. Satori, can I get a perception check from you?
Yeah,
Perception roll, please.
and I am trained in that.
Okay.
That's a 10.
And in the parking lot, you notice a license plate that says "Fired Up" on the back of a red Ferrari.
Is there anybody in it that I can tell?
No.
I just look to Walter. She's here. And I run back into the building.
Upstairs, the Maggie, you get the assistant comes and says, there's somebody to see you, Maggie.
Oh, okay. Do you know who? Did they give a name or?
Yeah, Adara Kohler.
All right, let her in.
And she says, okay, one moment. And she goes and brings her in. And she looks intense. Fiery red hair, of course, so stereotypical. Tattoos, piercings, scarification, and branding along different parts. She looks around the doorway before she steps through.
Hi. So you are Adara.
Matilda is no longer here, or she works for you now, or do you work for her?
No, Matilda is no longer here. I can help you though. Or what are you looking for?
May I sit for a moment? She has a
Sure, take a
briefcase
seat.
with her. And she sits down, crosses her legs, and really leans back. This is not what I expected of the eye. I kind of thought more would be here, and I have to say I'm a little disappointed, to be honest. How long have you been here? I know you came from Chicago.
We've been here a few months. Not too long yet. No.
We have a ceremony on Wednesday. I would like to invite you and your new team to, if they would like to come and participate or observe, just to clear your heads of any suspicions. I don't think we need to have investigations going on of each other like this.
Well, I'm glad you've come to me with a concern. I'll be sure to address it as best as I can. But at the end of the day, you have your business and I have mine, and sometimes they overlap, but we'll try and smooth those over as best we can.
And she counters your smile with a very unrealistic smile. And she reaches into her briefcase and she takes out a file folder and she opens it up. Satori, is really just in need of a parent. Perhaps we can help them better than you, because we may know a little bit more of how the things she's interested in work. Walter, of course, I would say is a different story altogether. Delusional, for sure. But he can't protect himself, much less anyone else. He's definitely got a fire in him, though, and I do like that. Your two young ones, though, they're just outright over their heads. You see that, right?
Well, it doesn't take someone with bad eyesight to see that.
You'll need to keep their naivety in check. Wouldn't want anything bad to happen to your team, and of course, you're the mystery of this bunch. I have almost
I'm
nothing
an open
on
book.
you.
No one. Well, I'm an open book. Just no one takes the time to ask.
So, how does all of this work?
Well, we take instruments and we investigate sort of the things that people come in to talk about.
I am here.
Do you have-
What? Should we talk?
Yeah. I'd love to talk, actually. Yes.
All right, then. First, I will say, just for the record, we are not a religious institution. It's a philosophy of proper engagement of your spirit and your passions. And we're going to cut away to the elevator for a moment. So you're standing in front of this gaping maw of depth and darkness into nothing. You can't see the ends or edges. Alder, you remember there was a mention in some of your early research that the hotel designer did want to make a floor that had
Right.
that was completely open
Open concept.
and went all the way to the edges of the building.
I think there's like half a moment where Alder like does a little like glitch thing for a second because they saw, we saw Adara like enter, and in my head at first it was like, oh, I gotta like text Maggie, but then I see this and it like completely like, nope, never mind. I think Alder like leaves the elevator. It's like, Sam, isn't this so? I think that we found like the extra floor that Eileen wanted to make, and I'm just fully leaving.
Sam
Put
tries
into
to
the dark.
follow and is also not having a good time because the button should not have worked. That doesn't make any sense. Also, seeing Adara in the building just as they're about to go up kind of psyched him out. So he's just like, I don't think we should go in the dark separately.
And the
also-
doors very slowly begin to close.
Oh no! Sam tries to turn back and get them to open.
What?
Are they like? But by the way, are there like? Is there like a button panel for the elevator in this open concept floor, or no?
You don't know. It's dark on the other side.
Oh, so like I can't feel for it on the. Okay. Great,
So you're gonna reach
great.
around the door or something? Is that what you mean?
No. I'm trying to say like, cause if there's a way back. Like, if there's a button back down, because the button to this place we put it in, is there a way for us to get out of here? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, the button is just sitting on the panel. It's not in
Okay.
there's no slot it sits in. It's just like stuck to it.
Okay. Okay. All right. This is great. This is fine. This is fine. We'll...
Told you that it was gonna take us somewhere.
Wait, could you say that again?
I told you that it was gonna take us somewhere, and
When-
this has to be the missing floor.
And when Alder speaks to you from across the threshold of the elevator, their voice is a little lower than you would have thought. Almost like it's slightly further away than they really are. And they're right in front of you, but the sound is a little off from the elevator, and the doors are continuing to let me get it right, their close.
Sam takes a deep breath and crosses the threshold towards Alder. Just like, why not? I don't want to let Alder be on their own.
Okay.
Because even if their superstitions kind of irk Sam, they don't want Alder getting themselves into something in this dark space.
And the door, when you step through, the door closes, and it's pitch black in here. And you can feel Alder right in front of you, like their presence. Just the little bit of body heat that they make is enough for you to recognize someone in front of you. And it is the kind of quiet where every sound feels diminished. When you say, uh-oh, Alder, you hear it as, uh-oh, almost like a whisper. And you hear a little water drop here and there. Somewhere. And it is so dark in here. We're going to cut away to we'll be back to you in a minute. Satori, you and Walter get to the elevator. As soon as you get in, you step in, and Don is not there. And there's a little thing on the floor that looks like a piece of metal.
Mm-hmm.
And Walter, your intuition tells you something is amiss. Something is not right here.
feel like there were more people here before.
Don.
Yeah, at least one. That elevator plate, though, Sam and Alder had that, so I don't know why it's on the floor. This is getting too weird.
I start to check the surrounding a little bit closer, trying to focus on, I don't know, my senses probably. I'll try to activate my supernatural comprehension right here.
Something about that little thing on the floor feels unsafe to you. You don't know what it is, but it feels wrong. Like it's tingling in your mind.
Okay, so it's something like I check the surroundings a little bit.
Just the elevator.
Maybe it's a little. It's better to be away. At least for now. And then I take a couple of steps back.
And when you
We shouldn't go in the elevator?
did you leave the thing on the floor or did you pick it up?
I'll pick it up if you don't.
Okay.
So you pick
Hey,
it
wait!
up. On the other side, when you pick it up, on the other side it says your floor. And it looks just like the elevator buttons.
I feel like it also said do not use in that box. Do you think they did?
Not on
use
the
it?
button though.
No, not on the button. I click our floor on the regular
Third
elevator.
floor. Okay.
Yeah, the third floor on the
The
regular
elevator starts moving.
What are you doing?
Going to work. I mean, Adara is probably somewhere in this building, and I'm assuming she's on our floor. I don't know why Alder and Sam would leave this plate just laying on the elevator floor and where Don Domingo is, but there was also a chicken bone and a candle, so
Maggie, you are sitting across from her. So how does this work? When I last met Matilda, they said they wanted to record me. Is that how you still operate? You're on
I
mute.
forgot I was muted. Yes, we have a little bit of a sort of cassette tape sort of setup. Helps with the sort of transcribing of sorts.
Tape is so
Tape.
flammable. It's a terrible material, you know.
Well, I do love to watch things burn.
Really? You should come on Wednesday then.
I mean, so I've heard. So would you like to do a statement right now, or would you like to wait until
Of course,
later?
I'm only here for a short time. I have business to attend to. But I wanted to meet you in person because I don't like to be investigated and I don't like interference in my congregation. My book club, perhaps.
Well, we're all about watching here, so, you know, we wouldn't want to interfere too much.
Let us begin. What should I say?
Go ahead. What was your first interaction with the flame?
I created the flame. My name is Adara Kohler. I created the flame after I visited India when I was young. There was... I see, this does get very personal very quickly, doesn't it?
Whatever you're comfortable with. And maybe
So-
a little more than that, too.
I became enamored with fire when I went to India as a child and experienced a yajna ceremony that used fire as part of it. Afterward, I learned of the healing properties of fire and that Did you know that fire goes always up and cannot be polluted? Fire is pure. It is the only pure substance. Energy. But when I brought this to religious leaders in different churches and things, I realized this is not religious. It's bigger than that. It's personal. It's philosophical. I believe that the power of fire is in you and me and everyone that doesn't extinguish their own fire. Of course, most people can't help themselves. When I looked around, there were no religions that I don't like to use the word worshipped, that were enamored with the fire in you and the representation of the fire outside of you. Then I started my first fire. A barrel fire, garbage, things like that. I wanted to feel what the heat really felt like when it could roar. And when I did so, I realized I like that. I like the power of heat and fire, and it's quick. It rages fast. It brings truth to fruition quickly. And then I did something I couldn't believe was within me. I'm going to leave in a moment. I burned someone alive. And she stands up. You have it on tape. Will it be believed? It won't. Because it's not true. Nothing I've said is true. For the record. And she smiles half-cocked. Nice to meet you, Maggie. And she puts her hand out to shake your hand.
Nice to meet you. And I hand her like a little antibacterial wipe. I don't shake her hand.
Okay, she takes the wipe. And when she holds it in her hand, it goes up in flame in her hand. Good day. And she walks to the door and opens it. And she goes out and goes the wrong way.
I'm going to immediately go check on Neve.
Okay. Well, she's just in your office. She just turned the wrong way, like she didn't know which way to go.
Oh, is she still in my office, or does she just leave?
She's in the hallway.
I lean out the doorway and I just go, that's actually the wrong way. If you'll head towards the elevator or the stairs right there.
And she's staring into the office where like the HR people and all that are, looking them all over. It wasn't the wrong way. And then she goes past you to go through the actual exit. She comes out. The elevator opens up at the top, and Satori, you and Walter come out. Across the way, you see the stairwell door closes, and then you see Maggie kind of at the entrance to the office looking out, and you see the two of them coming in.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
Bad news. Just got a murder confession. But also she ended the confession with saying, I lied, none of it is true. But also, pretty certain it was a murder confession.
Who?
What?
That was Adara. Adara Kolar.
Should I go after him?
I don't think that would be safe.
Valid. Have you seen Sam or Alder?
Last I saw they were in their room, and I go in and I want to see this box that clearly says do not use.
It's right there on the ground, and it's empty.
And I'm holding the panel.
So that was clearly used. Something I think maybe
This?
see was not meant to be used. Yes.
Do you think they pressed it? In the I found it on the floor in the elevator.
Maggie, you recognize the handwriting on it as Matilda Ives' handwriting. And you know Matilda did not joke around about things.
This is not good.
Back in the
Okay.
darkness.
I'm also just realizing, yeah, it would have been a good idea to talk to Maggie first.
I knew Alder was going to say anything, and I was like, surely Sam will say, hey, let's talk to
No,
Maggie.
I was too enamored by, oh, this is weird.
Honestly, totally valid. I love this for the plot.
Sam, you and Alder are standing here in the darkness. You can it's quiet enough you can hear each other's breath. Or if you take a step, but it's very like muted. And way up high, matter of fact, higher than the floor you think could be, there's a little bit of light on each of these posts that go seemingly every, say, 20 feet into infinity, and they go different directions all around. It's actually a little dizzying to be in a space that feels like it could go on forever.
And can we see like little spotlights from the light from each distance?
The lights are up on the top.
They
You
don't come
see it.
down.
They don't come down.
Okay. They're like our only guide points in here, but they split in opposite directions.
They go in multiple directions, not just opposites.
I don't like that because that would make it very easy to get lost. And the last thing we need is someone getting lost in an infinity floor of an old hotel.
Yeah.
So,
I do think that with the like sudden, very pitch darkness, that Alder's not moving forward, thankfully. I think they maybe take a few steps away from Sam and the elevator and start calling out.
Who's there?
Eileen?
no,
I
You don't-
feel
like, you don't
like,
know what it is. You don't know what it is.
well, I mean, it's her hotel and this was her design.
Or it could just be some weirdo who's been hiding here. It's gonna hurt us.
I mean, but doesn't the ghost make more sense? We're on a
No, it
non-existent
doesn't.
floor.
It doesn't.
The whole floor. Does the never-ending darkness make sense, Sam?
No.
Where
but,
else
like,
would the ghost hang out?
I don't. No, it's not real. That doesn't matter. We're here, so someone else could be here. That's the only logical explanation.
Well, then. I am Alder. Who are you?
I'm not saying my name. I am. Well, obviously we're in the dark. I can't hide, so I just stand there quietly and just am like, okay, cool. We're gonna probably get attacked by some weirdo. This is not how Sam pictured his death, but whatever.
Did you bring me food?
We didn't know that you were here. Who are you? What's your name?
And you hear, for the first time, a step.
Sam turns around and starts trying to feel for the elevator. It's like, nope. I don't want to see what this is. The curiosity is done. It's over. I want to go back to the office.
Maggie, you and Satori and Walter are what?
I am immediately going to the elevator with this panel,
Yeah.
and
We can hold it together. I'm just
Um,
walking it like a
I
bomb.
open the elevator and I go,
And Don is
Honestly-
in there.
Dawn is in there. I say, honestly, you guys stay here for a moment. I'm gonna go get Sam and Alder. Probably.
Shouldn't we come with you?
I mean, someone should survive if we all die. My will's in my desk. I'll be right back. The door's closed.
Are you
I just-
okay, Miss Dunn? You seem
Yeah, I should be
perturbed.
fine.
What floor?
See, Well, actually, I need to see if this works the way I think it might. And I try and I'd start just like sliding it along the wall, seeing if it'll stick anywhere.
And it doesn't stick to anything.
Doesn't?
No.
Not even to like the panel of the buttons?
No.
No?
And it
Okay.
seems like it would, because it looks just like the other buttons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna press the open door on the
After a little while. Because you see it doesn't go anywhere. And Don is there. Is everything okay?
Everything's all right. Keep yourself safe and sane, my friend. And I come out of the elevator with this, and I see if maybe one of the other elevators, like either
They're all broken.
yeah, I want to see if one of the broken doors will open. Maybe?
Actually, there's one other elevator that's working. The service elevator across the hall.
I'll go over to the service elevator and say, if this works, then hopefully this will work. If it doesn't,
And you go over and you get in the elevator. Are you gonna go in or stay out?
I'll go in with her.
What about
I feel
you,
like
Walter?
we need buddies, at least.
Walter, do you want to come or do you want to stay out there?
Freaky elevator?
What the hell?
All
I'll
right.
just follow.
I start sliding it around again.
As soon as you put it to
I
the
just
panel,
start
it sticks
squinting.
like a magnet. It goes.
Okay.
Free.
Here's the.
I press
Yes,
it.
okay.
And you see, as the elevator
here's the
starts to
plan.
close, you see Don kind of looking across from the elevator he's in, looking at you, and he smiles. And he presses the button, and the door is closed. His door is closed to yours.
I feel like he knows so many secrets.
Upsetting.
With Sam and Alder, you hear sort of a shuffling stomp, like a.
Oh.
I'm coming. Just keep speaking. I'd like to find you, and maybe we could get out of here
reach
together.
Out for Alder. I reach out for Alder, and I just like. I don't know how to whisper. Just like.
I'm inside the elevator, Maggie. It sticks to it. Then what? What are you doing then? Pressing it.
Satori
pressed it.
definitely pressed it.
Okay.
And as it's going down or wherever, I'm just saying, okay, if they are out in whatever this floor is, I will go drag them back here. That's the plan. That's all I have. That's it.
As soon as you
and
press
then
the
I will-
button. So go on. Sorry.
And then I will yell at them once they are back in here.
As soon as you press the button, it's not like it moves to the floor. It just, and then the doors start to open. Sam, you and Alder see light from behind you kind of reach out into the room. Maggie, Walter, Satori, you see the two of them standing 10 feet away. Kind of, they look frozen, like they don't want to move or something. And then as it widens and light streams out into the space, you see this person, no eyes, no mouth, and their hands, like AI hands, have like 7 fingers, extra long, kind of reaching a few feet from them. I'm almost there, I think. Speak to me. I need to know.
I get my gun out and I start to yell at them.
No.
To get the hell over here right now.
No, yeah. I run, but like it's like the yelling wouldn't have. I guess Alder, are you running?
Yeah.
Can I get a speed roll from the two of you?
Oh god, okay. This is
Satori, I need are you doing something with your gun, or are you just grabbing people?
I'm getting my gun out and I am aiming for this thing if it tries to grab onto them because ew.
It's reaching for them.
Okay.
And it looks like it's
if I have a
really
clear
close.
Shot, if I have a clear shot, I will
You'd have to
take
shoot
it.
between them.
I don't have a clear shot. I will not take it.
Okay. What are you doing, Walter and Maggie?
I have an idea. I would like to roll deception to try and shout something of like, it's right in front of you, you have to go around it, to try and trick it into thinking it's behind them, not in front of them.
Okay. Make me a deception roll.
Excellent.
Do you have
and
any
I'm
skill with
trained,
it?
So that's
Okay.
that's a 16.
And you see it stop, and as it stops, its hand come right in front of Sam, inches away, and slowly turns, sort of reaching as far as it can, feeling out. Say it again. I can't find you. You're just too far.
We run.
As soon as you run, you see this thing turn fast and start. You liar! I'm hungry! And it comes forward.
Fuck.
Suddenly, right behind their footsteps. So
By
Tori,
the way,
they leave this. Go on. What are you saying, Walter?
I'm just standing inside, ready to help them out in any way. So I'm kind of keen to the moment. Right?
So Tori, when Sam and Alder are running, they kind of line up behind each other running and leave space where a shot could open up if you wanted to
I
shoot.
will take it.
Okay, make me a shot.
Coda Singer said, "Hope you have ghost bullets in that gun." God, I hope bullets hit ghosts. Just a D20.
Yep.
Okay. I also have
By the way,
combat.
did you want the speed rolls for me and
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please. Sorry. What did you get?
14?
And
That's
Sam?
17.
Okay, so Sam, you burst out a little ahead. Alder, you feel this hand scrape down from the top of your head down your back, and it feels like a claw tearing into your back of your neck, your head, and part of your clothes get torn or shorn as it reaches, and then you hear a gunshot tear through. You don't have armor, I'm assuming, so you take one damage from the attack. Satori, what did you roll?
So I do have combat prowess.
Okay.
So I do get a +1 to ranged attacks.
Nice. Which is a
and-
+3 really to your roll.
Yeah, and I have no penalty against using a gun if that's anything.
good.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, so you get extra damage, and you get you get to give it an effect.
Ooh, okay. Let's see here. So I know handgun base
Like you
damage
could-
is 4.
Like you could
And
knock
then
it back, knock it prone. You could,
Yeah.
you know, things you could think of that would be
Yeah, definitely like
Good.
maybe stun it, just slow it down a bit,
okay.
stagger. And then I get an extra damage with guns, and I could spend, is it 1 intellect to add an additional damage
Yes.
for Overwatch?
Yep. Oh
I
yeah.
will
Yeah, that's
definitely-
good.
I will
Okay.
definitely do that.
And you have a pistol.
Handgun.
Yeah, handgun.
So plus gunner, which is 5 plus Overwatch, which
and
is
19
6.
gives it a +2.
So
So
8.
you hit this thing square, and it knocks it back, and you hear go, "That's not food," as you pull the rest of them in, and you're all standing in the elevator, and the elevator starts to close.
Close faster, close faster.
Push the button, push the button,
Push the button. Push the button. And its hands get to the elevator door just as it closes, and it misses getting its fingers in. And then and then you're standing in the elevator with no button pressed.
Can I just press the floor that our floor
Yeah.
usually is actually on?
Sure.
I just press that one.
And the elevator starts to move.
So,
What did we learn?
whose bright idea was it to open the box that says "Do not use," take the item out that was in the box that said "Do not use," and then take it to the elevator and use the item that was in the box that was said "Do not use"?
I am ashamed to say it was me.
That is really unexpected, and I'd like to equal it out and still say I'm disappointed in both of you.
And the doors open to your floor.
I put the gun back
Was
in and I step
fluttering
out.
up the floor. We had to get it off the floor
We thought it might
to
be a
make
case thing.
space. You thought it might be a case thing. I thought it might be a ghost. But
Oh.
it wasn't a ghost. It was a prison. I think.
It's like one of those. I don't know if you guys know about the Cecil Hotel. It feels like one of those things where somebody
Ooh.
would trap somebody
Yeah.
in there. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I get
That's really
those
cool.
vibes.
I would like
That feels
to
terrifying.
add a little note to this as well, that do not use is also written in Hilda's handwriting.
I didn't know what her. I feel like if I
That's
knew that,
fair.
I would have.
That's
not
so fair
done
that you didn't know. But I would like it known that if you see that handwriting, that says, that doesn't mean just do not use. That means do not fuck around.
Completely noted.
Please keep this in your mind going forward.
Like, where did the button come from? Because that box
Hey.
was not on our floor.
Yeah, where did the button take you, Alder?
Secret prison floor?
Secret prison floor with the thing that tried to kill you?
Yeah?
Do you need first aid? Wanna
Yeah,
just
I
check
didn't
in
like
real
Oh,
quick,
that too, yeah.
Yeah, Alder
Like
is
how bad
bleeding.
did the? Oh, jeez, yeah.
Yeah? Let's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have antibacterial. We also got a
Yeah.
murder confession while you were gone. Wanna just slip
Oh.
that
Oh
in
my
there real
gosh,
quick?
that's
Lovely
right,
from
we
a
saw-
right.
Yeah.
We saw her going up the stairs.
Yeah, she did end her statement with haha JK, so I think that should still hang up in court, because I don't think you can just say, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm also kind of pissed right now.
Can
Let's
we
go sit down.
DoorDash sandwiches? I'm like sitting on the ground.
That sounds like a great idea. So Tori, could you DoorDash sandwiches while I do first
Yeah.
aid for Alder?
Yeah, I'll DoorDash sandwiches.
Sam, do you want like some sort of fidget toy? Because I feel like that is also a lot of energy to.
Yeah, I don't think Sam doesn't even have an appetite right now. He's trying to
Awesome.
process everything, because that was a lot.
I get
Also,
hungry
again-
when I shoot.
Okay, so we had our morning joy. Now, can we get into the subject, please?
It's like 11 a.m.
Oh, damn.
It's a little later than that. It's more like noon.
Right.
But
I
yeah, it's not
will
much
also-
later.
I think during this I'll also just catch up of like Adara came to also just invite us to a ceremony they're having on Wednesday, sort of reach out to have a hey, please don't look too deeply into the clearly illegal things that we're kind of doing against people. And also brought some file folders on you guys and some of your personal problems. So she has also been
Beautiful.
researching us clearly.
And you
less-
shredded it, right?
Illegal, right?
Less than ideal, truly.
I could have
So-
keyed her car. We were in the parking lot.
What would that have done? It'd probably make her more angry, and the last thing we need is some scary fire lady more angry with us than.
Do you think
she
she's immune to
already-
bullets?
No, I don't think people are, unless she's wearing a suit or something.
Made of flames. I'm hungry. All right, I'm walked to
I'm
the
gonna
office.
just rock back and forth in my office, try to calm down.
like a squish, like stress ball.
Okay, so if
Yeah.
it's Tuesday, Wednesday is theoretically tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Right.
Mhm.
Sandwiches arrive pretty quickly.
Mhm.
And what do you want to do with this? I know that you want to regroup or something, so.
We should probably figure out our plan of action for tomorrow, because that could be our only chance to actually explore what's going on, even if they are giving us a what's it called?
An invite.
Yeah.
An invite, a sort of like structured tour where you don't get to see like it's like the Scientologists, where they'll give you like a nice little tour, but you don't get to go to like the fun rooms that they have all their interviews in. So
what
maybe
kind
we could figure out how to sneak past them
Yeah.
and not get caught.
Well,
That's
they've
Yeah,
got a
very dangerous.
special little firebox. Actually, it's a pretty big box. that they keep in their armored vehicle outside of the church. That's something of interest. I feel like getting anywhere that's not just the pews of this quote-unquote not church would be helpful. So if we wanted to have two groups, an attending group and a reconnaissance group, there might be a little suspicion that we're not all there, but at the same time we could get some ground covered.
Yeah.
I do
Also,
want to
where's
step back
Source?
for one
Oh.
One moment. Let me before that, Maggie. When you're doing the first aid on Alder, the cut runs from the top of her head down to like the middle of her back, and it tore through clothes. So clothes need to be either pinned or
I just
something.
staple them.
For now, a staple for now.
Staples. And when you're cleaning it, like the wounds, they take a lot of like Neosporin or whatever to get it to stop bleeding. Like they bleed more than you think that little sliver of a cut should. Almost like a razor cut. And it hurts. Like your back and head, Alder, it hurts. Your hair had blood in it. It's like, but hey.
Yeah, I feel like Alder's going back and forth between like that was really cool, but like wow, but like that was really cool, but it hurt. And I feel like Maggie is kind of like, I don't know. I feel like
Let's
just,
focus on how this hurts, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel
Sam,
like Maggie's not the gentlest at applying stuff. Like kind of just like
Now we get
You
back
might need
to
to-
what you're saying. Sam.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Make an appointment for Reiki Master or something.
What I say is like if we do get caught, we could just say, we were looking for the bathroom. They can't.
I think it might work out pretty well for me, Alder, and Sam to go in as like the face people of like, we're here for the ceremony. Our two sort of more freelance people, they didn't have time, they didn't want to. So we could give a little more leverage. We can also create a distraction if needed then to draw people away from wherever you're headed.
There might be protesters. I mean, if we can get in contact with any of them, we can try and make a protest much larger than they usually are on Wednesdays.
Let's go.
I could call the fire department.
That's true. You could tow Adara's car.
I could do that.
That's
I
awesome.
could flatten her tire, call a tow truck, be
So
like,
petty. I love it.
it is not below me.
I'm gonna take the stickers off her plates so that they're...
She's got no registration tags.
By the way, I would like to add something like while everyone else having this conversation, probably Walter is trying to find the file about himself and try to see what they know about him.
Did she leave the files?
She left the folder.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
I bring out the folder.
And when
This
you
is what
open it, there's one sheet of paper in it and it's blank. Which means she knew everything she said without reading anything.
Oh.
Yeah, she mostly just read it out to me. I didn't look because I wasn't sure, you know.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
That's fair. Also, Sam feels kind of guilty about Alder's injuries because Sam should have known better.
Actually, Maggie,
Did
when you go to get the folder, can you make me? Do you have investigation or anything related to perception? You have perception even?
I have psychology.
No. Okay.
No.
Nothing. All right. Don't worry about
No.
it. All right. So you're in the meeting now with everyone again. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
You bring it back.
Well, I didn't notice anything while I was in there grabbing this folder, but here's the folder.
Oh.
Yes, empty folder. I wonder if it says do not use on the back end.
That's gonna be a fun running joke in the office for a couple of weeks, isn't it?
It is going to
Yeah.
be pretty great. And then people are going to be like, wow, what's this about? And I go, oh, well, wouldn't you like to know?
Now we know, though, that there's a prison in our building. I feel like I know that the fire stuff is important, but I feel like we're not focusing enough on the fact that someone put that button on our floor and took us.
A door in the prison.
That thing will probably eat her.
That doesn't sound like a terrible idea to me, at least.
Just
I feel like that's killing two birds with one stone. We deal with the cult leader, and that thing isn't searching for people for a while.
That would have been pretty opportune given that she was just in the building, but I don't know how easily we could lure her back and get her in there without, like, someone else needing to go into the room with her.
Yeah.
So that could be a plan B if everything goes to absolute hell.
Yeah. Ooh, that's terrible. I would not suggest that. Never mind.
See, that's what we call inside thoughts.
I'm just gonna eat my sandwich.
It's good. It's from Limoncello. They make really good sandwiches.
I would like to go outside to the hallway and check the surroundings a little bit, like to see if there's any security cam out there that could see the garbage I kicked earlier.
No, there's no cameras inside the offices.
There's nothing.
No.
So I will probably go back to our button guy.
Don
To your what?
Domingo.
Dawn.
The button guy.
Oh, to
Don
Don.
Domingo.
Yeah, button guy.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I got a bone to pick. Where was he?
Yeah, I just
Where
thought
were
of
you?
that. Yeah.
Who's going? Just Walter?
If Walter says anything about it, like says it out loud, Sam will go. But if he doesn't, then Sam will just sit with his sandwich, trying.
Yeah,
to
you
eat
see
it.
Walter heading over.
Yeah. Walter's motion is something like opens up the door, goes outside, checks ceilings for a couple of seconds, and then he heads to the outside.
Sam just shrugs, thinking Walter's being Walter, and goes back to his sandwich.
You get to the elevator and you press the button and you know, a few moments later the elevator opens and Don is there. Come in, my friend. What floor?
Not floor. I'm here to ask a couple of questions.
Okay.
So, you're the only guy we have here as something like, I don't know, observation eyes. I would like to ask.
Thank you.
I would like to ask a couple of questions. Like, have you seen
Are you looking for my job?
what?
Are you trying to learn my profession and take my job or something? I find it a good job. It feeds my family well.
Probably he starts to see something like Walter's face has increasing temper or something, and he just says, someone probably sneaked in, and I'm looking for some answers.
Oh, okay. I just push buttons on the elevator, right? That's all I do. I call for maintenance occasionally if something goes wrong with the elevator, it needs to be repaired. Did something happen to the elevator? It needs maintenance?
Have you seen any kind of, I don't know, stranger in last couple of days? I don't know.
I see strangers come all the time. There are other businesses in here, and the hotel is operating, so there are strangers here
maybe weird looking, I don't know, nervous or something like that.
Other than you right now, right? I see weird, nervous people all the time. Normally, I report them if I feel very concerned, but it's I recognize most people when I get to know them. I have what they call
Maybe nothing serious, but
a
I don't
photo
know, a
memory.
little bit suspicious. Anything?
In here. No, I mean the manager came the other day and he wanted to know why the elevators were going so slow lately. But I then called maintenance. They took care of it. Now the elevators are moving well again. No, I don't see any. I haven't seen anyone suspicious. I am not a very good judge of character either, though.
Okay, never mind. And then I'll just go back and start to dig the garbage to see the banana leaves and kennel and stuff.
Okay. Back in the office, you're all eating your sandwiches, and Nev comes into the office, not to where you're at necessarily, but the secretary, I don't like the word secretary, the assistant, office assistant, comes back and says, Nev is here and wants to know what we're doing for food. Can she use the hotel? Can she just order room service or what?
Sure, she can order room service. If anything goes wrong with that, go ahead and just put it on my card.
Okay, I'll let her know. And you hear when she goes out saying exactly that. Like, yeah, you can use room service. Tell them what room you're in. They'll bring it to you. If anything goes wrong, we'll take care of it. And she goes, okay, thank you. And you hear her leave.
At this point, I'm just until day for us to actually go to this ceremony. I don't think there's anything else we can really do to build up like this. Everything else we're like looking for and waiting for seems to be at this place.
I think the only other thing would be not fire related, which would be, I don't think that Alder remembers the thing with Dawn either, but I think at the end of the day when Alder and Sam are leaving, they might have a moment of like, wait, he wasn't in the elevator. Like
where were you?
That detail
It saved us
completely
so
got
much
left.
trouble.
Yeah. But I do think that we would ask at the end of the day, like if we're gonna skip ahead, a little bit further to like the next day. I think when we're leaving, definitely I want to make sure we have that moment.
Well, Alder, you have a few hours of time before the day ends, and really much else happens for the rest of the day. But you do find on the website of their website, there is a single pixel button that your research finds that you missed before. You're in the developer mode looking at it and like, what is that?
On the website for the church or the website for the hotel?
For the church. For the church.
Okay. What happens when I click on it?
It brings up
all the buttons.
Normally when that happens you see mostly code and stuff for building out a website. This button actually has, it seems, a poem. I'll drop it in chat so you have it.
Yep.
And that was weird. All those open a window with a poem.
Yeah. I'll probably just randomly read it out loud. I'm assuming Sam is working at his desk and all of a sudden Alder just the people cry out, the soft veil relaxed, and the fire dies down as the wax burns away, cure from flame and heat for Alder, Blow on the burn with the breath of your mouth. Repeat again 10 more times, and the fire will not harm you. The fire will not consume you. The fire will be you.
You write poetry, Alder?
No, I found this on the church's
Satori,
website.
you've heard some of that somewhere in the past. Like, that's you think that might be like a Wiccan thing, or maybe even
Though I think
some
it's
kind
like
of
a
ancient
protection.
song or poem or something.
That
Maybe.
sounds pretty familiar. Weird that it has your name in it.
When you look at it, Satori, it has your name in it.
I look at it.
You look at it and you
Okay.
realize, Alder read it wrong.
It says heat for Satori.
Sam's interest is
Yeah.
piqued and kind of rolls over to see. What does Sam see when he looks at it?
Heat for Sam, of course.
Okay.
That's all it said the whole time.
That's
They're reading it wrong or
interesting,
something.
I
'cause it
look at
has
this paper.
It's on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the screen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Where did-
I just like clicked on the church's website. Like I was looking into the code of how they like make the website and stuff. And there was a button and I clicked on it, and this poem just came up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go get like one of the books of Wicca that I have and just skim through it and see if I can find anything that is similar.
Make me an occult roll. Or
Ooh.
whatever you have related to the occult. I think you have occult.
Under skills?
Yeah, something. Let me look at your sheet.
No, I got intellectual defense
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the-
no, that wouldn't do it.
or perception. So
That's
Then it
my
must be
thing.
something you heard from your parents, probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
something pretty similar to my parents is what I've
Yeah.
yeah.
I think while you're getting your book, Alder will look at Sam and be like, "Should we? I feel like we should tell Maggie. I feel like we're gonna
Yeah.
get in trouble if we don't tell Maggie."
Yeah, at this point, anything that happens, we just tell Maggie.
You're
immediately.
learning.
Just Maggie.
I just don't want to get in any more trouble today.
I just don't
tomorrow,
want to
but not today.
die. Yeah, like I'm good with being curious. Let Maggie handle that.
Before
She's
you go
been
in
here for a
there,
while.
Maggie, you're in your office, and you're looking at, you see on the TV, you have a TV up that has news running or whatever all the time, or whatever you want to have it running. But there's the news from the protesters yesterday. And in it, they're interviewing some of the protesters in front of the Reformation. And there's a woman there. It says Valentina Juarez on the bottom. It says she's on the TV screaming and stuff. My daughter's gone. Said she needed. They said she needed to be taken away from me for a while, and I'm her mother because of this cult. And she's pointing at the church behind her. And another woman turns to the camera and jumps in. And you recognize this woman. And she goes, "I'm here with my friend Valentina, whose daughter has gone. I look out for my friends if they're in trouble. I just want to be there for it. Right, Val?" And your heart sinks when you see who it is on the screen. And Val's like, "Thank you," and hugs the woman. Tears start coming in. "You're the only one that's really here for me all the time." And Teddy, when the cat backs away from her for a moment and smiles at the camera just a little bit, and then turns and she flicks her wrist and this little staff thing comes out and she puts it on the ground. "That's right. I just need to get a sign with you. Why don't we go get some signs?" And they leave the camera, and then they're taking video of other people interviewing, and then the door opens and you see Sam and Alder come in.
Yes?
Maggie was a good time.
Yes.
A very unassured yes.
We could probably just message you about this. It's from the cult's website.
Yes, let's cult, right? Cult stuff. What's
Found a
the
poem.
cult stuff?
Yeah, it's from the
Technically, I
website.
found a
Yeah.
button.
Oh, okay.
Then I pressed the button.
Yeah, and I
Then
look
I
at
found
the
a poem.
I'm like, okay, is this supposed to be? Are you bringing this to me because it has my name in it and it's kind of freaky?
That's the thing. It seems like everyone's saying their name. We don't know how that's possible, but Satori saw her name, Alder saw theirs, I saw mine.
Okay, not out of this world strange. Okay. Yeah, this is something to maybe keep in mind given that we're going to the ceremony tomorrow. This might be something to keep in mind especially if they try and get us to try and participate. I'm not looking to participate.
Me.
Yeah. Let's just try all around, try not to participate in the cult-like activities. I don't think that needs to be said, and I'm not angry anymore, mostly. So, let's not participate in the cult stuff, if that can be helped.
That I can definitely agree to. Cult stuff is we should stay away from.
Okay.
That's
Sam's
different than
wondering
like
about that.
ghost stuff.
Yeah. Well, ghosts aren't
wish
real,
it
but
weren't.
you know. Oh, okay.
Wait, where's Walter? Because he seems like he knows a lot about this kind of stuff.
That's
Yeah.
true. We could definitely use his
Satori
insight on
was
this.
looking to some research on the poem. I don't know what she's found
And
yet.
Walter comes in from the elevator excursion.
Walter, we found a weird poem. Seems very occultish. The part where, like, if you look at this, you'll probably see your name in there. Right now, we're each looking at this and seeing our own name. So that definitely not, like, I could understand that happening on different laptops and such, given, like, you could see it and it's accessing stuff in your own programming and stuff, but this is just our own eyes looking at this. So, do you have any idea for this?
Show that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you look at it, can I get an occult roll from you, please?
Okay. So, come on. It's my thing. It's my thing. Come on.
Mhm.
17.
It is pre-Wiccan. It is Zoroastrian. Or at least based on some kind of poems from then.
Is it just a poem or some sort of chanting or ritual thing?
It looks like, from what you would know, 17 is a good enough roll. It's meant to be chanted or sung. It is not a poem.
Alder definitely said it out loud. Did anything happen?
You haven't seen anything happen.
Okay.
Nothing, so it's fine.
Which doesn't mean nothing happened.
For now,
Oh.
it does. I haven't caught the office on fire.
So, it looks like some sort of chanting. Ancient.
Okay. But
Be
that doesn't
dangerous.
explain why we're seeing our own names in that spot. Unless that's I don't know, like a script that like you can look at it in different. I don't know.
I can try to work on it to find out more, but currently I have another concern. And now I'm trying to see if the garbage is still there.
Yeah, the garbage is still there.
Okay.
You walk in, and I'm eating my sandwich and thumbing through a book of Wicca.
So probably I say that with enough volume that you can hear, like Are they still in this?
Yeah.
Okay. So, basically, Walter wants to get that candle and bone stuff,
Okay.
take a photograph of them, we'll send to Marcus, and we'll try to learn anything about it. Like the purpose is something like, if he knows something about it, there will be some sort of conversation about it. If he doesn't know anything about it, he has to find someone from his organization who knows something about it.
Yeah, he says, I don't know. I'll have to look into it.
Okay.
He says it looks a little sounds a little Santeria to me, and the look of it, it fits the bill. But I have to look more into it before I can say exactly what you're dealing with there.
Okay, so it's a voice message. It says, find someone who might know things about this kind of stuff, and also I have a weird chanting to research as well about fire.
And you get just a letter K. K.
Okay.
And you go into your research mode. The rest of you hit 5 o'clock. The day rolls over to stop working time, potentially.
Sam's packing away his stuff. Kind of peeks over at Alder to see how they're doing. What's Alder up to?
I think the problem is that Alder is there's the conflict of the fire stuff is really interesting, but I'm still interested in like the button. I actually was thinking if I could either make a research roll or just try and look, like when Sam looks at my computer, I'm trying to look into, see if any of the original like Eileen's drawings or blueprints for the building that exist that show like what her vision was for the big open floor.
You can find a floor plan, which I can send to you, but there is no big giant empty floor that you see in any of the blueprints.
Okay. Then yeah, I think when you look over, Alder's kind of just looking at blueprints for the building that you work in.
In fact, I think I can show the basic floor plan right now.
And Sam kind of talks with Alder like, are you still looking into that floor we were trapped in?
It's actually only your floor that I can show here. I have the whole building, so I'll send that to you in Discord.
I mean, I know the fire stuff is important, but I mean, what do you think? Like, you thought the button wasn't going to go anywhere, and then we wound up in darkness in a floor that doesn't exist. What do you think that is? It's not nothing.
You hear Maggie's
Like I
door
said-
open. She comes to kick everyone out.
It's
And you're in the
time
middle of
to
a
go.
conversation.
I look at Maggie's face, I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll text you and just start getting out instead.
Well, hey, remember, it's after 5 o'clock now, so you can leave work at work.
Okay. Just
Okay.
putting things away.
Not
as
anymore.
quickly as I can.
I am sorry that I yelled earlier.
No, it's
That
fair. We did something kind of silly.
That's the best way that you can put that, I think.
Honestly, if Don was in the elevator at the time, because I've never seen him not in there. We went
Yeah.
to ask him, but since he wasn't there, it was just like, well, we're already here, might as well see.
Wait, has anyone seen him since then? Where did he? Because
Yeah,
he
he was-
never leaves.
I went
He
into the
was there.
elevator when he was in there, and we saw him. I tried
Why
the
was
plate
he-
in there, and it didn't work while he was in there. And then I used the service one, and it worked in there.
He was
I
there
don't-
when I went to grab the DoorDash.
He wasn't there when
Hmm.
we went in there.
Yeah, like not at all. We were literally going to ask him because, that was our first instinct, not just immediately pushing the button.
We should go ask him. Like, I mean, we have to leave
Yeah.
anyways because it's
Yeah.
5. Let's
You
go. I think
guys go-
Alder, like, yeah.
I'm actually gonna just quick grab the box that says "Do not use" with the plate in it, and I'm gonna take it over to the archives just so that they can process this real quick.
Okay.
I'll meet you guys out there and everything,
All right.
or not. I don't know.
So, I
Don't
guess
wait
Alder
up.
and
I'll
Alder and
probably
I
go up to the roof.
Alder and I head towards the elevator.
Yeah.
Wait,
And then
so
we see
Tori and
Colin.
Walter, you said you're going to the roof?
I'm just gonna have a smoke before I leave.
Okay.
Actually, Walter wants to find a free moment for Maggie. He wants to talk about.
Okay.
I've
Wait.
just got the box in my arm. If you want to talk to me out here, so I'm taking the box out.
So Satori goes up to upstairs. Alder and Sam both end up heading out, leaving Walter and Maggie only. And
Okay.
Maggie's heading to
Okay.
bring the box somewhere.
So Walter's like, by the way, Maggie, I need to talk to you about something.
All right, what's up?
It's been a little while, so I don't know. I mean, I can try to handle it myself, but it seems like you are better at this procedures, bureaucratic stuff.
Yeah. No worry. I can do any paperwork.
Yeah, it's more like some sort of permission, actually.
Okay.
In one of my early cases, I had some issues in a chase scene, we can say, and it ended up badly, and they got my weapon. So it's kind of restricted thing. But right now, everything seems like the things around us dragging us into something more important. So I might need some sort of
You might leave to try and chase a lead? Or, sorry, it kind of trailed
You
off at
faded
the end
out.
there. I couldn't quite hear you.
that. I was in that chasing scene and it ended up badly. I lost my gun, and
Mhm.
now I have some sort of restrictions for the gun. So
Oh, okay. So you're looking for me to try and get you a weapon.
yes, basically.
Okay. I can see what I can do. There is a chance that if superiors say no, it could possibly happen off the books, which I legally cannot say that I helped do that. So, there's a possibility that won't work out, and you won't have a weapon.
Okay, it's worth a try. I mean,
Yes.
everything resolves tomorrow night, right?
Yes. So I think then I'll, I'm gonna go put this box away. I'll see if I can catch anyone in whatever department I have to ask that for. And if they're not there, then I'll just write an email, see if I can get something processed by tomorrow before we go in the evening.
Okay. By the way, about tomorrow. It'll be an important day, and the event. It's something more than just you think about. It's
Mm-hmm.
more serious.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't think that none of you understand it completely. It's more important than you could imagine, more serious than you could imagine, more dangerous than you could imagine.
No, I can imagine pretty much any of us could die. And not just us, other people. I have
It's
a
not-
strong imagination.
It's not the. Anyways,
It's not that I don't realize it's dangerous. It's simply that I have something of a lack of fear of death, if that makes sense.
some say the loss of worse things than death.
Fair. I've been stuck in traffic before. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.
Walter stands there for a few minutes, dumbfounded at the answers that he got.
It's a living.
You head home. Walter, are you heading home or are you doing other stuff?
Actually, I want to do other stuff, but I should be at home. I should get my rest as much as possible for the next day.
Okay, so you're going to go home and actually do the thing you hate to do, which is
Yeah.
Okay. So Tori, you go up to have a smoke and you sit up there. Your little cozy spot is still there. Are you going home tonight? Are you staying the night? What are you doing?
I'm probably gonna go home tonight. I'm just smoking and thinking about the things that happened today, and mostly just remembering things that have happened to me before, and just kind of contemplating the trajectory of my life. And then, I eventually leave and drive home in my pickup, make myself an appletini, and just kind of read and unwind.
When you go to leave, before you get in your pickup and go have your appletini, you see Nev come back upstairs. She looks really red, you know how she gets.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see like a bubble on her skin, and there are red and white marks showing, and she starts like trying to walk to the water, and she's like, her feet are starting to drag a little bit.
Are you okay?
I'm really hot. I'm like really hot, and she
So I feel it like radiating.
Yeah, and she goes to one knee, and hold on, I just need to rest a second. I gotta get this heat off. It's and she goes, I'm sorry if to put you as a burden on me. I don't really like to be that. And she puts her hand on your shoulder, and her hand burns like touching an oven.
Ooh, and I.
I'm so sorry. And then you see her hair spark.
Holy shit. Okay. I get my blanket out from my bag, and I just kind of wrap her hand in it, and I start to pull her towards the pool.
And when you do, her arm and her body, it's like it spontaneously combusts, which you've heard of, and probably never. I don't know. Maybe you believed it. You may be the only one that might have. No, this whole group might have believed it except Sam. But her body goes aflame. Yeah. And she's talking to you as you're trying to pull her with the blanket that's starting to also burn. I think I shouldn't have. I think I should have gone I should have gone back. I'm so sorry.
No. And I look. Is there a bucket or anything, or like even a fire extinguisher out here?
There's probably a couple leftover drink glasses. with a little bit of drink in them.
Or like a pool hose.
And a pineapple. Yeah, there's a pool hose way over to the side, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try and make it over there and get the hose on.
And you get the hose and you start running back, and you turn it on and you start running back, and you see her skin is already almost burned off. And you see just a black skeleton-y form with a gelatinous fleshy ooze liquefying out into a pool around it. And it burns, and the flame turns white, and then even the bones burn away. And you get the water to it, and she's gone.
I just kind of stand there, like, half-burnt blanket in one hand and, like, sad, pathetic little hose in the other. And I just, like, drop it. And, like, dumbfounded that this happened in a matter of seconds. And I look around. Is anybody around watching?
Nope, nobody's on the floor.
Okay, I take out my phone and I call Maggie.
Maggie, you're on your way home, and Satori calls.
Hello, this is Maggie Dunn. How can I help?
We have a situation.
Okay, is this a life and death situation, or is this
Death.
like a DoorDash?
Death.
Okay.
I'm gonna call the police right after this.
Okay, good call. Who is dead?
Neve,
Shit. Okay.
spontaneously combust about 5 feet from the pool.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can hear the hose in the background just like continuing to spray.
Is there anything left?
Is just char.
Ash and bits of bone, maybe.
Okay, if possible, maybe throw like a blanket or something over it just so that it doesn't like get blown away in the wind.
The only blanket I had is pretty burnt, but I can use the other half that survived.
Okay. Do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Sure will. Man, okay. Okay. End call.
And then I call the police and I hose it down, put a blanket over it, and just kind of stand there, hands on my hips. Well, I guess I'm not going home.
Maggie gets there before the police.
I think I maybe grab some sort, like, there's got to be some sort of like grabbing evidence sort of like stuff, at least something like I want to take a little bit of the chart and like put it in like a test tube, because we're obviously going to need to test this somewhere in the archives or in the institute. So
there's also probably a
Take a little
burn like mark on my like clothing. Like there's a handprint that's like looked like it's cindered.
Yeah, it went through to your skin, the burn.
Yeah, I like take pictures of what's left of Neve, the shoulder, from like the front and the back and the top.
Pretty weird day, huh?
Yeah. This is one of the weirder ones.
Just wait till tomorrow, right?
Oh, what a carnival. Okay.
That's gonna be a lot of paperwork for both of us.
This is gonna be absolute hell. I'm actually gonna get started on it now.
I can help.
I just like bring it up to the roof to start filling out the like.
I don't think Sienna is gonna be very happy that we lasted 2 days with somebody in our safe room, and then they died.
Well,
it's not a good look on us.
you're not there very long before the police arrive, and it becomes all the paperwork you fully expected. You're there many hours, late into the middle of the night, and it gets to the point where you end up going home 2 a.m. or whatever.
I go into
Or
my
not.
office and I pull out that cot that I confiscated from Alder, and I sleep in my office, and I'm not proud.
So Tori, you get in your pickup truck, you get your appletini.
Yep. It's got a different taste now than I imagined it before, but
Yeah.
much heavier.
And morning arrives. Mag, you wake up to people slowly making their way into the office. You hear the little bit of rattling of people opening doors or keys opening the cabinets and things like that you normally hear if you're here early in the morning. And you kind of find yourself waking up kind of half awake, but an uncomfortable awakeness. Things were not good yesterday in any way.
Yeah. I think I wake up a bit earlier than when I out in the morning. And since I'm here, I have an extra shirt in case anything happens, so I just change into the extra shirt so that it doesn't look like I slept here. And then I go into Sam and Alder's room and I start just slightly rearranging or changing some of the wording on some of Alder's corkboard.
Alder and Sam, the previous night, I almost forgot, did you want to say something, talk to Don or not? You did.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
both of you are going to
Yes.
stop. So we're going to skip back for a moment because I do want to get that out of the way. And then we'll come back forward. You get to the elevator. Don's there. Evening, folks. Hey, Sam. Hey, Alder.
Hi, Don.
Presses the
Where
first
were
floor.
you this morning?
What do you mean, where was I?
You're always here, but we were looking for you to
Thank
ask
you.
a question, and we didn't see you in here. Where did you go?
Well,
You
there was,
almost never leave.
I do eat, I go and get food, but
That's
this
fair.
morning I did go
It wasn't
to
lunchtime though.
No, but I did go to see maintenance, make sure that they were going to be working on the elevator, the broken ones. I just wanted to find out if we'd gotten any word on the parts. And of course, the building's so old, it's hard to get the parts. They got to be machined, so it's not like you can order it from the elevator company.
Okay.
I'm sorry I wasn't in the elevator. I know some people aren't very good with buttons and things, so try and make sure to take care of that for everyone, especially this old one with the grating in front of it and stuff.
Can I use, I have a skill. I'm gonna pull up my character sheet real quick.
Okay.
I have missing detail.
Okay.
I'd like to use 2 intelligent points to fill in the gaps of what Don is saying, because it feels like he's intentionally leaving something out from his statements. And Sam is like, I don't trust this.
Why would he? So there's suspicion at why he's chasing around maintenance for elevators that haven't worked in a long time. That seems both out of place and potentially made up. Also, when you really think about it, you've never actually seen him go to lunch. It's like he eats right outside the elevator for 2 minutes or something. He's just there.
Yeah. Sam wants to.
You all right? And he gets to the first floor.
Sam decides not to press for now, but he gives Don a look of like, I don't trust you, as he leaves and just heads out back to his apartment.
Alder, when Sam steps out to leave, Don doesn't take his eyes off of Sam and look at you. He continues looking at Sam for quite a distance of walking. And then he looks at you. Evening, Alder. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Have I just made like an enemy of the guy that literally takes me to my...
You're going to stop at the second floor every time on the way to the third.
I'm just gonna use the stairs, just working out on the stairs.
And Alder, you and Sam head out of the building together. Sam didn't see that.
That was
Okay.
weird.
What was weird? How he was behaving? Yeah, that was definitely weird.
Yeah, and then he was just like staring at you.
Oh, okay, that's fun. I don't like that.
He definitely knows something, but
Yeah.
I don't know how we get him to tell us.
I don't think he will, even if we try. I think it's best we back off for a bit.
But why was that button on our floor? Someone wanted us to find it, and I bet they wanted us to press it.
I think we made a mistake in playing into whatever they wanted, clearly. And Sam says this with frustration, but not at Alder suggesting, but again, there is some of that guilt of Alder got hurt because Sam didn't think through his actions type of thing. And it's just like Sam doesn't want to push, partly because of that, of just like, we're already dealing with one dangerous group. We would like to not agitate another dangerous group in one
What
day.
if we already have?
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can't look into anything else tonight because Maggie won't let us back into the building.
No, she will not.
So we'll figure
deal
it
with
out
it
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow arrives. You get into the elevator. Don is very happy. Morning, Sam, Alder.
Sam does not say anything, just
Presses
doesn't even,
3.
like, he sometimes typically nods, he just doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything, just stands there. Just like, alright, we're, like, just stands there.
I will ask as we're in the elevator in the silence for a second. Do you have any morning wisdom for this morning, Don?
I have morning wisdom all the time for you, Alder. So let's see. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. You ever heard that one?
Yes, I have heard that one. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah.
I'll start digging deeper for some ones that, I mean, you're so young. I'm sure I can find some of the older axioms that you haven't heard. That'll tide you over, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, like what you said yesterday, I hadn't heard that before.
It's an old one. When things matter to
missing,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, when things, items were more valuable, so they mattered more to people. I remember when I was living in Cuba that I had a little coffee cup that my mother had written my name on. I have that cup to this day. It's the only thing I have with her handwriting still around. Sentimental value. Things have value beyond what they obviously are, right?
Yes, yeah.
Sure, I can have coffee out of it, and do. But it also has my mother's handwriting. That's more valuable. than any coffee I could ever have. Here's your floor. Have a great day of working, Sam and Alder.
Sam just walks out the elevator.
You too.
I do not
bye.
trust Dawn at all anymore. Honestly, I should have taken the stairs. But Sam wouldn't have the energy. Sam's not a very fit person, so I think like he'd get to the first floor and just be like, he would have to crawl back.
Yeah,
to
I
Dawn
made
and be like, "All
I
right."
made enemies with the elevator man, but unfortunately, I will not take the stairs.
And Satori, you and Walter arrive, and Don says hi to you in the morning.
Good morning.
Walter looks like he's actually slept some, but Satori looks like they haven't slept much.
I didn't even bring any coffee in.
No, nobody brought coffee for anybody.
Oh, sweet. That's gonna be fun.
You have to use the gross pot.
When you open the door, Sam and Alder, you see that in the office there are 2 police officers. And Maggie, you get a knock on the door.
Hello.
The police come in, and one of the officers, I know you all have been looking into this Fire Reformation Church, and I had a question for you. It's kind of a weird question. We just started investigating after we caught tip that there may have been some fire risk that there's been arson.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the protesters to this Reformation church we found dead this morning. Her name was Valentina Juarez, and she was beaten so bad that it broke almost every bone in her body in ways that we can't even explain. And she was stuffed in luggage that was smaller than a carry-on.
Mm-hmm.
There was one person in there that we don't recognize in the video that we have been seeing, and we were wondering if your investigations had brought brought anyone to light. That you just show the video from yesterday from the protests, and they show the protests, and they go, we can identify all these people, and they point at Teddy and they go, but this person we're having trouble identifying. I'm wondering if maybe you'd had any luck with that. It's the only one that we can't seem to figure out who it is.
She looks kind of familiar, but I can't think of the name right now.
All right.
I'll try and comb through anything we might have.
Well, let us know if you remember or you come up with anything, because we're trying to follow every lead we get, and that one seems to have us thrown off a little bit. And considering that you guys are pretty good at the details of these crazy things that happen.
Of course.
All right. Thank you, Miss Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming out as Alder and Sam. You walk through the office, and then there's 4 officers in the lobby of the office, and they start to leave past you.
It's been a busy night.
What was that about? What happened?
So...
And Satori and Walter, they arrive right after, and they see the police getting in the elevator as they're getting on. The 4 police are getting in.
I just give a nod to him as I continue.
So, Neve, spontaneously combusted yesterday.
That's not possible.
Well,
Well-
I could tell you that it is as I'm walking up.
That's the Sam we know
I
and
mean-
love.
With all the fire, it makes sense, kind of. I don't know there's anything we could have done to stop that, unfortunately.
I mean, it's still sad. I don't want to be insensitive because she's gone. That sucks. I don't have better words for that right now. But
Yeah.
It does seem coincidental that the day she combusts is also the same day that Adara decides to show up.
I can definitely agree with foul play on that.
I mean, it fits the pattern, right? The people who leave the church die of some kind of fire-related something.
Mm,
Or
definitely.
at least know something the Reformation did affected Neve from all the patterns we have.
Well, I think it's time to buck up because we got a service to go to today.
Okay, so yeah, I guess Satori and Walter going in around the back. However, you guys feel comfortable looking for evidence towards that, and Alder, Sam, and I are gonna put on our best church clothes, I suppose. This is all I'm going in. Yeah.
Yeah, my flannel still has like a singe mark. I just put the same one back on because I forgot.
Right. You're wearing flannel in Miami.
Yep.
Ooh.
You might
The sleeves are,
spontaneously
like, rolled
combust.
Yeah.
Is
And I
it like
got, a
it's
tank top.
summer right now also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Like a
makes you look
lightweight flannel. Yeah.
cool in a hipster way and
Yeah.
uncool in a hipster way simultaneously. So how are you getting to the service? Who's driving? Satori? Everyone's thrown into the back of the truck? or
I think we
Maggie's
might
driving?
want to drive separately.
I was gonna say.
I can.
Yeah.
I also have a car too. I don't know,
Walter
Let's
and I
go.
can go together.
and I could drive me, Elder, and Maggie to the service.
Okay. Walter and Satori, you head out together. The other three go in the other car, and you arrive a little bit early. There are protesters out there, but there's also a police presence. And
Sorry,
go on.
before that,
Oh,
I would like to ask about my.
Oh right.
yes. Could I have rolled like persuasion or intimidation to see if I could get like some sort of clearance for him?
and I'll give you an intimidation roll.
Excellent.
If worse
And-
comes
and
to
I'm-
worst, I have
And
the
I'm
shotgun.
trained. That's true. And
Okay,
I'm trained.
Cool. That makes sense.
That's a natural 20. I send the craftiest little email.
Then you follow up in the morning. Like,
As per my
"Hey."
last 10 minutes,
minutes
later,
ago.
as per my
Right.
last email.
A little bit after you send the email, you get a knock on your door.
on
And
in.
Sienna comes in with a box. After what I heard happened last night, I really do think that you may be in the right. Now, please, I really want to make sure that Walter doesn't just go shooting things. There's a reason why he doesn't have a firearm with him already. So it's not going to be much. It's a 22. It's small. We don't want to. We really don't want him murdering anybody. Honestly, I don't want him shooting anybody. But there's 6 rounds in there. Please don't go buying more rounds and put him in a position where he could put us at risk, or yourselves or your team at risk, beyond what. Where'd everybody go?
Oh, they're out to lunch right now.
Oh,
I have
All
no
right.
idea where they are.
they're heading down to the cars.
Oh, excellent.
Right before, it's like literally right before you leave. And she opens it up and says, it's not much, but it'll be something. Return it as soon as you're done with the need for it, please.
Okay.
Preferably unfired.
All right. I will just give the note that if we are in physical bodily not spiritual, or mental danger, perhaps. Ironic, not spiritual danger, going to a church. That if it does come to needing absolutely to shoot to maim, probably like legs or foot or something, just so that we could get away from a dangerous situation.
Yeah, I mean, we need cover if something bad happens.
Of course.
All right. Well, good luck. She smiles and heads out. And a nat 20 saved the moment. There was no gun cover without that.
I know.
No gun cover. There was going to be mace. Is what you were about to get. And you head down to the car. Walter's down there waiting with Satori. And Walter, you see Maggie coming with a box.
This comes with limitations. Obviously, we are not shooting to kill if we are shooting at all. Aim for legs if it absolutely comes to us being in bodily harm or danger, so that we can get away. Yes, they would also prefer that this comes back unfired if at all possible. And you cannot keep this. I think that's all the things. Use with extreme caution.
Thank you. I know how to use it.
Excellent. I was really hoping that was the case.
Sir Gunnan doesn't know how to.
This is awesome. How does it do this?
By the way, I'm also checking on my phone to see if there's any information came from Marcus.
Not yet.
Okay, so probably during the road, I'll be checking on my phone constantly, like harassing Marcus with messages and stuff like that.
Make me let me look at your character sheet. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you don't get a response until near the end. He says, "I'm in meetings right now. I really can't talk, but I don't have anything yet."
Okay.
And you arrive at the church, quote unquote. You see there's a police presence here, which seems odd because you had never seen police presences before at these protests, and they're with the protesters, like just near, keeping an eye. Maybe they were always there, just off camera from the videos you'd seen or photos. Maggie, you see that. You're not surprised. You all park nearby, get out, and head over to the church. And you notice that there's a pretty good number of people getting ready to go into the church. Younger people, 20, 21, like that age. Maybe 40 people, 35, something like that. And you see Adara standing on the steps, kind of waiting. And when she sees all of you, actually, how are you arriving? Make assumptions.
Because we said that me, Alder, and Maggie would be like the front-facing crew, so I guess Sam would park in the parking lot and step out.
I think Satori would wait a few blocks away, and then once they all go in for procession, then she'll probably pull in a little closer so we can start reconnaissance and or tomfoolery.
Okay. In equal measure.
Yeah.
So, Sam, Alder, and Maggie, you all get out there, and Adara goes, "All right, I know, it's your first time. We're really excited to have you in." And she smiles when she sees Maggie and Sam and Alder coming in, like a big smile. And she puts her hand out towards you. "Some of my very dearest friends are even coming to join today, I think. I hope they're joining today." Pointing at you.
Sam cannot hide his emotions and makes an uneasy smile, like,
Well, let's go in. I think the fire's gotten started. It'll be nice and toasty in there, but you live in Miami, you know what it's like.
As we're going in, I kind of whisper over to Maggie, other than avoiding engaging in cult activities, anything else we should really try not to do? I feel like I should have asked you that before we got here.
That's fair. A good thing I think I would recommend is not touching physically with cult members, because I handed her an antibacterial wipe yesterday and it just went up in straight flame. So, you know, you can always be skeptical about it, Sam, but let's also err on the side of caution and just, I don't know, hygiene. Let's just not shake hands. Excellent. Sure, this will work out fine.
You go in, and the church the outside looks more like an office or like a government building, but the inside has this huge ringed dome above it, and it looks like pews, like a church. And at the front, there's an altar, and there's a small fire in a fire pit that is beginning to burn. And she waits for everybody to come in and gather. Satori and Walter, you see everyone, leave the front of the church and go into the facility, and then the doors close. And out front, you see the SUV, and two people take out of it the box that you had seen before and start bringing it up.
I get ready to get out of the car.
Yeah, when they get up to the front, they open the doors for them and they go in. And then there's just a person or two up by the front that are just standing at attention by the front doors, looking out over the protesters and stuff.
I send a text message to the group chat that says the box is in the building.
Uh-oh. There's
And
a
in the
box.
meantime, I just sent interior photos because we don't know what's going on inside.
And I'm like trying to take some subtle photos a little bit of just like any like side entrances I'm seeing. Maybe try and just take a full panorama.
And you sit way back to the back, I'm assuming, rather than way in the middle of the big congregation, so there's less.
Trying to be as inconspicuous as possible.
Sitting
Also,
away from
just
the
in case
group
we need
is
to-
conspicuous.
Oh, okay. Well, we want to be inconspicuous, but close enough to the door where if like shit gets real, we can bounce as soon as possible.
Okay. And Adara goes up to the front and she points to a couple people who bring this, like a kettle with two bars to it, and they put it over the flame that's there. And she begins. Siblings of the rising fire, gather close and let your hearts listen to the truth of our nature. Behold the flesh that clothes us, a soft, transient veil that binds the soul. It is a cage, yes, but also a canvas waiting to be marked by the fires of life. Don't despise the flesh, for it's the container of our passions, the instrument of our experience, yet do not grow complacent within. It was never meant to shield you from the embrace of pain or pleasure, for pain is the truest proof that you live. Pain is the heat of the forge eternal, shaping, refining, purging. Pleasure also derives from the same place in us. They're sisters in our soul. Take benefits in your life from both. When the artist wields the needle or brands with iron, they offer you their creation. A mark upon the flesh is not mutilation, but revelation. Every scar and decoration. These are your testaments, stories carved into mortal clay. The world cannot read your hidden passions. Only through these marks do they escape into existence. The timid may ask, why should I seek pain? Why embrace what burns? And to them I say, because it is the fire that reveals you to yourself. The quiet soul, unmarked, untested, knows nothing of its own beauty or fury, only its limitations. But the soul that steps into the fire, that soul is tempered like steel and adorned like the stars of the night sky. So step forward, offer yourself to the flame, not to destroy, but to unveil your truest self. For it's through the blaze we know we're alive, and through the scars that we become creation. Go forth, alight with this truth. You are flesh, yes, but within you roars a fire that can never be quenched. Let the world see it, let the fire shape you, let your marks tell your story until the veil is ash and only your light remains. Praise to the rising flame eternal. And people start raising their hands, and you see a small group, nervously, a couple, and then a couple that are way more eager, hop up and start making a line. 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 in front of that kettle. Does anyone else wish to come forward? And you see her look at the three of you in the back. Test your mettle. See if you are more than just the flesh you're in. And others turn in the congregation to the group of you.
I sort of bare my teeth in a smile.
Sam does similar.
Yeah, copy Maggie. Do what Maggie's doing.
Not ready this week. Maybe on Saturday then. All right. If you're ready, the rest of you, and she looks down over them from the altar at the top. Come forward and be marked. And as they come forward, they take their arms, they wrap their arms around the sides of the kettle, and the person on the other side takes their hands. Whenever you're ready. And you can see there's this moment where they're just like, and then she brings her arms to the kettle and it scalds. You see the smoke rise off of her flesh. Ah! She screams, and you hear Adara say, "Hold that in. That's your passion, not for everyone else to have or hear." And they slowly dies down. And the next one lines up. And I think this is a good place to break. All right. Do you want to go around and say who you are, where they can find you again? Why don't we do it? Why don't we start this time? We'll just go round robin. Let's start with Sam and go around that way.
I'm Jack, once again, they, he. You can find me on Bluesky and X/Twitter as Flaming Hotrod-69. Also, I didn't say what I do. That's because this is technically my first actual play TTRPG thing ever. I'm actually a PhD student. That's what I do most of my time. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right. Alder.
Hey everybody, I am Quinn. I use any pronouns. You can find me on Bluesky at QuinnBeckham27. This is my first longer term actual play. I mostly jump around and do different charity streams, and I will have a lot of announcements for that coming up on my Bluesky for the LA fires. So next week I'll probably have specific things to announce.
All right. Satori.
My name is Chenoa Reed, she, they pronouns. You can find me at Zephyrite on all platforms or over at the Diceberg Ahead podcast. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight.
Walter.
Shatargat here and there and everywhere, and also under the name Black Dragon Tones, you can find my TTRPG creations.
And Maggie.
Hi, I'm Faye Fritz. You can find me as Gothic Fairy or Gothic Fairy Cosplay. Anywhere where toys are sold, you know? I'm on Madaloon's channel quite a bit. We're finishing up Dungeons and Demigods, the Percy Jackson inspired series we've had. And I actually have an old Gods of Appalachia game that's going to be running in February on her channel as well. Also, she, they pronouns. I can't think of anything else. I hope you have a good day.
I'm Scott. Well, thank you for joining us on ZealZaddy. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.